John Vermillion and the Dallas Eldercare channel are pleased to welcome back Mr. Marty Rue, owner of Home Instead Senior Care of South Fort Worth, who will address today's topic, how to get great Alzheimer's care at home.
Hi, this is John Vermillion. I am a sponsor of the Dallas Eldercare channel, and today we are re-welcoming Marty Rue, who is the local franchise owner of Home Instead Senior Care.
That's right.
Marty, good to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Well, I guess you did such a good job the first time we wanted to have you come back, but we really appreciate what you do for the seniors. And I've had a request to talk about home health care as it relates to Alzheimer's patients or people who have Alzheimer's. And recently I've had the opportunity to tour a couple of memory care units where Alzheimer's patients are being treated. But it's kind of interesting, Marty. The trend seems to be away from medication and towards other forms of treatment that remind the patients in the memory care units of their homes and their families. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, wait, can't an Alzheimer's patient be treated with home health care? Can they stay at home?
Absolutely. In so many cases they can, up until a certain point, of course, and that's when the disease takes over, that it affects such a ability, a cognitive ability for them to function, that you need medical assistance in so many of the things you do. But if you think of Alzheimer's, think of it in two manners. One is memory, of course. And there is no cure for the memory. There is no cure for Alzheimer's and dementia, but they are working on it, and we do a lot of work. We assist the Alzheimer's Association in so many ways to work with them in their way to treat this disease. And the other way to look at this is in the behavior, and that's really where home care can assist, and it's in treating the behaviors of Alzheimer's.
I see.
And these folks, as they lose their ability to remember, sometimes they'll have behavioral symptoms that come along with that.
Correct.
We can't cure them, but we can assist them. And the way to assist them through maybe the anger, the frustration, and the things that the memory causes them to feel, the emotions.
Loss of memory might trigger these other negative behavioral tendencies. So
many times.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it. I think you did a really nice synopsis when you said it's the things that they're comfortable with at home that really help connect them and give them that sense of comfort and peace and trust, which is what they desire so much. It's when they lose those things that they start to really feel agitated, and you start to see those behaviors come out in negative ways.
Well, and I understand from touring this facility that regular routines are important, regular visual and hearing stimulation, constant reminders of family, home, pets if they have pets. So if they're at the home, they're going to have those things around them that all the time.
Absolutely.
So I guess what is the first step if you come in to help a family? I guess the first step is some sort of analysis of where they are with the progression of the disease. So.
It's to understand where they're at, where their challenges are, and what are the things about them that they like, what makes them comfortable. It's to understand and partner with the family to a level in which we can provide a caregiver that fits those needs, and can come into that home and become part of the routine and assist them in what they do.
So let me just interject and say, so if a family is sort of having a problem, maybe they should, call a group like Home Instead to come in and do an evaluation before they automatically go to a facility. Is that correct?
I would recommend it, because we can help assist in that assessment to help them understand, here's what you're dealing with, here are the cognitive abilities that they have, here are the challenges that they're facing, and understand from the family, where are your challenges? This is not just a disease that affects the individual. This disease affects everybody involved.
Well,
so if we can partner with them to assist them through this process. We have resources for the family to understand what they're going through. We have resources for them to understand where they can turn to. Our people are networking and understanding in the community who is available and who's best for these things. And we want to work with them throughout this process to give them that peace of mind that that family needs as well. This is not an easy thing to navigate, and we don't want to do it alone.
No. And I'm sure that that is part of the frustration that that the family members have, is they just simply don't know what to do.
That's
So,
true. That's
so
true.
they need the guidance. Now, let me ask you this now. We want to keep people at home as long as we can, because they everybody wants to be at home, you know.
Absolutely.
But what is the point in time where it just, I guess, becomes inevitable they have to go to a facility? What would you say that point in time is?
Well,
I know it's different for every person, but you know.
that was exactly what I was going to say to start off. It's going to be different for every person. And I think that the key point that we stress in this, both to our caregivers as well as our client care people who are out in the field and monitoring these situations, is to watch the progression, understand the steps that it's taking. Some progress faster, and sometimes with that stimulation, with just simple activities through the day, we're trying to engage them in the things for the body, the mind, and the soul, so that they can stay connected to their world. And in doing that, that helps stave off maybe the progression. But everybody reacts in a different way. But it's identifying what that is, and then it's not a decision that we make. It's a decision that the family will make. But we want to partner with them to say, listen, here are the things that they will benefit with at home. Here are the things that a facility can assist with and give more benefit to.
Of course, like you said, every case is different. I guess some people don't have the support structure at home, so they kind of have to go to a facility.
That's a huge part of it, and we do see a lot of that. But with the help of someone like Homestead Senior Care, we're going to try to put a caregiver in there that's consistent, going to give that routine and be able to monitor and see how that's going.
Any way you can give an estimate? I mean, is every case different in terms of the number of hours a day that are needed?
It is. And while we'd like to be able to say you can anticipate this, I wouldn't want to venture a guess that would give false hope or be overstated in a way that gives fear. So it's something that we wait until we get in the home and say, here's what we feel would be best, and here are the things, the needs that could be met. Beyond that, somebody may say, well, listen, I need to work this many hours and do these things. Can we have a caregiver make sure that somebody's here for that? Absolutely. So it's going to depend on the family needs as well as the individual needs.
And then does there ever come a point in time? I know I hate to always raise the specter of finances and resources, but I guess there could come a time when the daily need in terms of hours becomes so much that it actually becomes a sort of more cost effective to go to a facility, I suppose. Is that possible?
It can, depending on a financial situation. Our rates are set to be affordable. Affordable option to, say, being in a home. But at some point too, when and we do this for several folks, it becomes a judgment on their part on the value of staying at home versus the value of spending approximately the same dollars for being in a facility.
Okay, but you just said something that really answered my question. Is you're trying to be consistent in cost with what a facility would be. I know from my observation, I just hear people say when we were talking about family members that they just want to be at home, but we also know that not everybody has the right structure at home. So
yes, and we work with them on that so they can understand what they would be paying.
Now, describe your assessment. If you go into a home, do you actually make recommendations to make the home more what's the word I'm looking for, more suitable for the Alzheimer's patient to to live in? I mean, are there things we want to do to be careful? Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking in terms of people slipping on a carpet or something or on a rug. I mean,
Absolutely. There's a safety assessment involved in everything that we do, and that comes first and foremost.
Okay.
Both with our people who come in, our client care people who are going to work with the family as well as the client to understand what those needs are. They're going to assess the home for safety as well as the caregiver on an ongoing basis.
Okay.
We send all of our caregivers through safety training and make sure that they're looking for things from ceiling to floor. Maybe it's burned out light bulbs. When you're in that home on a daily basis, those things become almost second nature, or we become blind to them. Sometimes it's a fresh set of eyes that will help see those things. Those stairs, they can, when mom doesn't want to get up and down those stairs very often, things accumulate on those stairs.
Right.
So how to, maybe to clean that path off so you have full stairs and she can handle that railing and manage that better. These are things that we're looking for. Rugs in the right place that could trip and fall.
Yes.
Fixtures. Are the appliances in working order? Is she using vice grips to turn on and off the stove? Things like that. We're looking for those types of things to help make it safer. Where at one time it was convenient and easy. Now maybe they become a barrier to comfort and convenience.
Correct. And of course, sometimes let's be, candid. I mean, decor has to be secondary to safety, and something that may be, a pretty item in the house. We might have to move that.
It does, absolutely. And you could say, I think a good analogy is to consider, women's shoes. Women's shoes are very, very beautiful. But if you've ever, at practice tried to navigate in them, I don't know if you have.
Well, but my grandmother would never leave the house unless she had on her beautiful shoes. And
right.
And when she had to switch to orthopedics, it was devastating.
Devastating on the the pride, but wonderful for the safety.
There you go.
And so we go to the individual and say, what are some of the things? What the furniture you're sitting on, is that in working order? The clothes that you're wearing, are they loose fitting enough and comfortable, or are they restraining?
Now, so we can't reverse Alzheimer's as far as we know. The treatment's not there, but we can maybe forestall some of the negative aspects of it by, as you said, the proper nutrition, stimulation, activity, and care. So at least we can, I guess, keep the people comfortable and as happy as possible. So
that's exactly it. And I think what we always have to remember is where they're at in their world is where they're at and where they're comfortable.
That's a very significant statement, So I mean,
it means so much.
And people could become, in the family could become impatient. They have to learn, well, wait, this is the new reality for these people.
Yeah, and the most difficult piece of this that I've seen is on the family to understand. I mean, they're losing their loved ones slowly right in front of their eyes. And the phases that you go through, I can't even explain. It's so difficult for all of us, and it's so hard to watch, and it's heartbreaking. And yet, these people still have life in them.
Absolutely.
How do we connect to that? How do we engage and bring them out?
Exactly.
It's not just dealing with the needs that they have in front of them. It's trying to connect with them in their heart and their mind so that they can come out and be themselves, so that we can see what that is. Is it playing the music that they used to listen to?
Exactly.
I've kept all my old albums, and I asked my kids, if and when this happens to me,
you're
just
planning
play
ahead.
the music.
Okay.
Play this music. Well, I watched what's that movie, The Notebook. I've watched that enough times. That's my plan.
Well, and here's the thing. Maybe the person with Alzheimer's doesn't recognize a family member, but maybe that it's like that person becomes a new friend or a new family member. It's kind of like a new reality. But they're still humans, and they're still people that need love and care. So
and respect.
And respect.
And I think if you can treat these folks with dignity and respect, they will come back to you quicker than in their frustration and agitation.
There you go.
And in our resources,
which are often defensive mechanisms.
They are. I think it's very natural. They're very natural reactions. But think about, I always think about it as these paths that have been developed over the years in their brain. And these new paths are very tough to get through the disease. But these old paths are still worn so well that if you can connect into that old path, they're going to come right back around to
Gotcha. Well, Marty, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. Again, this is Marty Rue with Home Instead Senior Care. And Marty, we'll have your contact information with the video so that our viewers can contact your office and hopefully talk to you about their needs at home.
We're happy
Uh,
to help. Thank you.
Thanks for joining
having
us.
me.
This is John Vermillion with Eldercare Channel, and we appreciate you being with us today.